Well, LCS Lock-In is officially over with coverage here brought to you by Alienware, and Team Liquid are the victors. I'm joined right now by Jatt, the coach for Team Liquid, to talk a little bit about what must have been a very nail-bitey best-of-5 series for you. I mean, with 2-2, I guess that
Yeah.
final game was clear, but what was it like for you coaching that?
Uh, really stressful, obviously, and mixed feelings, right? Because it feels really good to win, like first off, but 3-0ing would have been the less stressful option.
Yeah.
But the better option for overall growth for the coaching staff and the players, and also for like the viewers, is the 5-game series. So, like in the moment, I really wish we would have won game 3 or game 4 because I just wanted to freaking win the series. But game 5 is actually the best possible outcome for us to win, and I think it is good all around.
How did you, as the coach for this team, approach Lock-In? Because obviously it's a tournament that, like, while it means something in terms of money and charity and all that stuff, it doesn't necessarily have impact on the rest of the year. So did you approach it more like, what did you optimize for, right? Learning and growing the team, or winning, or how do you approach it?
Yeah, I'd say we optimized for progression as a team, but winning is one of the best ways to progress. Like, and it's just it's a bigger thing in terms of mindset for this team, right? Like, we're not playing not to lose. We are always playing to win. We like inted some dives in game 1 or game 2. Like, we had a lot of like just bad plays during the series, but I really do think that's part of the process. So like maybe if this was later on in the season and we know that we're not like super clean with really aggressive plays, I might say something to the players like, don't do too many things at once, or if you're going to get a turret anyway, like make sure you don't dive. But like, we really want practice doing those plays because that's the type of stuff we're going to be tested on later in the series. So like, we're really free right now in terms of how we're trying to play in game and like really trying to push the limits. I don't actually think that's going to be exclusive to Lock-In. I think that's how we're going to approach everything with this team, because that's how we want to be and just be more practiced with it. But we approached it with a learning mentality, and then winning is the nice cherry on top.
Well, I remember just now as you were saying this, I did an interview with Steve a couple days ago that'll come out around the time as this, around the Liquid Plus stuff. But he also mentioned, with regards to the team, that there was a moment recently where I guess in scrims or something, Tactical made some big play, or lost trying to make some big play. And that in the past, Steve said, like, our coaching staff would have been like, hey, don't go for that. That's like a 60-40. But in this place, he was like celebrated. So it sounds like this is really something where even in just these small moments, you're like, hey, go for these plays, make some changes in the game.
Yeah, I can tell you that exact moment. That was the FlyQuest game. He was on Samira, and Akali 1v1 to mid, and he died. He like missed a Q or something and just like flashed in after, and then got bursted by Akali right at the end. It was like super close. And afterwards, he's like, hey, maybe I shouldn't have gone for this. Because I did definitely know past iterations of Team Liquid is like, we're winning, just like push the wave, move towards Dragon, you'll get it. What really should have happened, what I told him, is like, no, the rest of the team should have been grouped, and we all should have been there to push Akali out, and it never would have even been a flip. But like, if you play that better, you kill him, and then it's still fine. So go for the play next time. Like, yeah. It's totally fine. So yeah, that's definitely a switch in mindset for the team.
As a former analyst and caster, you've ranked a lot of teams in the past. Where would you place TL, C9, and then kind of everybody else? Because it does, to me, it feels like there's a pretty big gap between the two teams and the rest of the folks. But maybe you don't see it that way. I'm kind of curious your thoughts.
I mean, obviously, I am really excited about the potential of this team, and by the end of the year, want there to be a big gap between us and everyone else. But right now, like, everyone's still putting things together. Don't sleep on 100 Thieves. They also went to 5 games against C9. They were also really close to sweeping. This could have been a totally different day. So I think right now those are a solidified top 3. And then EG and TSM, I think, have a lot of potential. And then I think one of the other 5 are going to put something together and be able to compete.
Gotcha. Well, I'm excited for that. Hey, let's talk about Lock-In. Obviously, a very, very different way to start the year than we've previously seen. As a coach leading this team, what was it like for you, and what do you think of the format change?
I mean, I'm really happy about it. I think that's probably a little influenced by the fact that we won and that we got like 8 games of practice this weekend, 3 games of practice at the start, and then we got to play like multiple series. For teams that went like 0-3 in the group stage and have been off for 2 weeks, like maybe they're not super thrilled with it. And we'll also see once we start week 1, like it's going to be a reset. We literally only have a week and then the season's going to start. So like maybe I'll feel different about it then. But right now it's like a really awesome moment and I'm really happy they did this format experiment. It'll just be interesting to see how spring split feels afterwards. But winning, getting best of series, like this is stuff you can't get practice for. And we just did. So I'm really happy about that.
Well, obviously the tournament is done, as you said. Now we're talking about going into the split. What is your assessment of the team as is? I know you said you'd like to, by the end of the year, have this big gap between the team and everybody else, but what do you think of the team after these past 3 weeks?
Just really, really hopeful. I think we have the potential. Like we have incredible laners. I love the way Santorin works with everyone and can sync up with them and really make us be like a cohesive unit around the map. And then like we're still going to get better, hopefully, right? We are making a lot of fight calls that backfire, or when we're really pushing the limits, maybe we're playing fights a little improperly or not retreating at the right moments. But that's definitely part of the process, and we're going to continue to push the speed up so that we get better practice and we're better at the end of the year.
Yeah, very good. Well, is there anything that you would like to say to any of the Team Liquid fans who are no doubt thrilled with today's result?
Yeah, I'd say thanks for supporting us. I think there's a lot to be hopeful about. I'd say definitely do not get overconfident. It is a long season ahead. We still have a lot to improve. We're not going to be arrogant. We don't want anyone to get complacent. And I think like the fans can help with that. If people read online, nothing but like, yeah, TL's just going to destroy everyone at the end of the year. Like that's actually bad for us. We need to be challenged to improve. And I think some other LCS teams are going to be able to do that for us. So thanks for supporting us. I really appreciate it. And also check out Liquid Plus. I hear it's a really cool thing. So
great plug. Thank you so much, Jatt, for the interview. Congratulations on the big win today. Looking forward to see what Team Liquid can bring throughout the rest of these next couple of weeks. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. What was I supposed to say again? I know it was... Oh, yes! That's what I was supposed to say. I'm supposed to tell you about Alienware. You can go check them out at alienware.com/Travis. There's a link in the description below. You can use Travis 10 off Q4. Sometimes people tweet at me and they say, I can't find the code. The code is always in the description of these videos. So it does change from time to time. In fact, it might be becoming something new very soon. But Travis 10 off Q4, you can save 10% off your order of an Alienware computer. And thank you so much to Alienware for sponsoring this channel. Also, please subscribe to the channel because... it's the only way I can gauge the progress of time in my life and what I'm accomplishing.